Lent and Ramadan has fallen upon us, and this is a time to get closer to God and follow our religions and deepen our faith. But also, many of us are academics and students who have our exams just around the corner, and we need to stay focused during these fasting months. And here are some tips I use myself for fasting, and other medical students have told me throughout the past few years. Many students have exams coming up and they have to fast during this exam period, and it's very difficult to stay focused and disciplined and concentrated during these times. As a medical student, I can also relate, and these tips I'm giving you are from myself and my friends who also observe fasts during these religious times. So I'm going to try and break down a few little tips you can use in your day-to-day life that will help you stay more focused and on top of your exams whilst keeping close to God. First, I'm going to assume you're a student, have a standard 9 to 5 day. So in this day, the best tip you can do is try and use all of your frees for studying. Now, during the daytime, if you are fasting, you probably will have a lot less energy than you will at nighttime when many people do break the fast. So what I would recommend doing in the daytime in these free sessions is do the admin tasks. So I would do things like reflections and write down what I've seen and done. Things that don't take as much brain power as studying intensely, doing past paper questions and exams. I would try and save the past paper questions and more intense revision for later down the line after you have been refed, rehydrated and eaten again, because then you can be so much more focused. Next thing is go easy on yourself. You need to appreciate if you're fasting, you're going to be sluggish and a bit more tired. So during the daylight hours and when people are fasting, it's going to be quite difficult to focus. I know for myself in Lent, when I fast, and for many of my other friends who fast in Ramadan and during Lent, that they have to just take it a lot easier during the day. They can't be doing things like intense exercise, things that take a lot of energy and focus. Save them for later, and during the day, just go easy on the intensity of the work you're doing, because you don't want to burn out throughout this religious season. Next, you're going to have to change your reward system. Many people throughout Ramadan and throughout Lent not only give up food and fasting, but also they will give up reward systems such as music, such as sweet treats, and such as scrolling on social media. Now, I'm a big advocate of rewarding yourself during studying, using methods such as the Pomodoro technique, when you have certain time on and a certain time off where you can reward yourself. What you need to change during these religious times though is you need to adapt your reward systems. Many people might not be allowed to listen to music or might not choose to. They might not have sweet treats or scrolling on social media. So try and find something that you might find rewarding. At these times, I usually give up music and I usually give up sweet treats. I'm going to start reading instead. I might just read a few passages. I might just read a few texts. I might read some religious scripture instead. I try and keep focused and just try and take my mind off things for my break, because having regular breaks is still as important. It's just about moderating what you're going to change on them breaks. So make sure before you start your studying sessions, think what you're going to change for your breaks so you don't automatically get into those old habits like so many of us do. Next thing is to remember why you're doing this. The entire point of Lent and Ramadan is to grow closer in your faith and grow closer towards God. So don't get lost in the whole process of focusing on just study, study, study. Take your time to worship and celebrate the greatness of these events. And it's really important to just ground yourself and remember why you're doing these things. Fasting is a great time to grow closer to God because it allows you to be thankful for worldly things. You feel so much more grateful and closer to God, not only when you fast, but when you give up these other things that are very addictive, like scrolling, social media, music, and sweet treats. So make sure you appreciate these times as well as the studying, of course, but make sure you have a balance of religious observations as well as the studying as well. Don't let one take over the other. Appreciate them both, because that's the entire point of this time of year. And finally, I say this for all videos, make sure you're studying effectively. The amount of hours you're going to be studying will probably decrease. It's going to be difficult to study during the daytime. As I've said, you're going to be sluggish and tired. You need to save that for the nighttime. What I can recommend though is studying effectively. So when it does come to studying, make sure that hours you spend studying at night, be it 2, 3, or even 1 hour, make sure that's as effective as possible. So I'm talking methods like active recall, spaced repetition. So active recall is reviewing things in your mind and not in front of you. So it could be past paper questions where you have to test yourself and retrieve it from your consciousness. And spaced repetition is a method like flashcards, when you are repeating the same thing again and again and again but it is spaced. And both of these are scientifically proven to help a lot. And that's everything for this video. If you are celebrating Ramadan, Lent, or any other religious observation or festival this year, please consider liking the video so other people like yourself can benefit from these tips that have worked for me every year. If you want to see more videos on studying and general advice for studying, please consider subscribing and turning that bell on so you don't miss out on any other videos. And if you have any other questions about medical school, studying or exams, drop them in the comments below and I will get back to all of them. And as always, thank you for watching.